Is it rolling? There we go.
Okay, we are
What?
here again. Yep, recording now.
Yeah, baby.
And we're here with the man himself, Mr. Allan Kwee Funk, and looks like our guest has just taken a quick
Your
break.
guest is adjusting her light.
Allan, do you want to introduce our wonderful guest today?
Yeah, so this is the one and only. I've known Goldy for a long time. When the very first TNA, I met Goldy, and we worked together. And since I was such a professional, she just took to me, like white on rice. And we've been tight ever since. And everybody knows her as Goldy Locks. She's been on, what is that, Cheapskates? What was that,
Cheapskates,
on A&E?
Calling Cheapskates. Thanks, Allan.
Yes, and Goldie's just an all-around heck of a girl, man. She's very talented. She sings like nobody's business. She was great in TNA, always professional. And Goldie actually asked me to be in one of her videos she made with Chase Stevens and James Storm. And there were so many people in this video. It was ridiculous, right?
It was really cool. I'm going to probably start trying to find some of the outtakes and post some of those. Before we even get going, though, move over so we can do the A-B between the you from 20 years ago, and then move over a little bit. So
okay.
So, no, move that way so we can see your face.
Yeah,
okay, now you have to make the face like
it looks basically the same.
Like, are we going to do it that way? Okay, yeah. But now move a little closer that way. Keep going that way so we can see both of you. I gotta see both of it. There you go. Yeah. It looks about the same. Yep. We just
both of you guys look
little less hair. Not that I had a lot there either, but so Goldie was the interviewer when I was there. Did you do anything else when we first started TNA, or you just don't like interviews and stuff?
It started with the interviews and then started managing, and then a tiny bit of wrestling in there, and
Then you had a little love affair with Eric Watts.
Oh boy, yeah, Eric Watts. That was fun having him on the other night. He's a talker. He'll talk a mile a minute.
Yeah,
we still chat from time to time.
Then we had old Wolfie D on there with us last week.
That was a good time.
He had his procedure, right?
Yeah, he had his hip surgery. Yeah,
right. He did get that done. Okay.
Yeah, he's doing pretty good now. He can, he walks. He's walking now, and he's still using a cane, I think. But
really,
yeah, yep.
All because of wrestling injuries.
Oh yeah. He started wrestling when he was like 15 years old.
I don't think people really realize this.
Well, I don't know if you saw this, but Stone Cold just recently did an interview, and they asked him about, everybody, these UFC guys and stuff say it's wrestling's fake and this and that. And Stone Cold, he had a great response. He was like, okay, so when you guys can go on the road every day while you're at your camp, you're at a different camp training. Because when these UFC fighters, they go to camp, they're at one place, their whole camp. So Stone Cold said, if you want to justify you saying this about the wrestling business, I'm going to need every camp you have a fight with. I'm going to need you to go to a different city every night and do your camp. Drive or take the flight or whatever, and then, do your camp, fly to the next town, do your camp there, and then see how that goes for you in a year, and then see how good a training and stuff you get after the year's up and you after your fights and stuff.
Yeah,
he kind of broke it down like that, which was a different perspective. I thought that was pretty cool.
That is really cool. It's interesting when people do stuff like that. I had so on the side I do photography, music and photography and TV and all that. But I had some art. It's Country Music Week right now in Nashville, so there's just tons of artists in town. And this guy reached out to me and said, somebody did the Facebook gimmick where, do you know any photographers? And they're like, oh, Goldy Locks. And it's usually, you're going to get screwed by some cheap bastard, but you almost want to be like, please don't tag me in this. But I reached out and said, hey, here's my website. Check it out. I don't think he checked out the website. He just said, hey, how I need these yesterday. And I'm like, okay, I can squeeze you in. And I just said, what's your budget? And he's like, well, what's your rate? And I was like, well, this is my, just what's your budget? And he came back with how about $100? And I'm like, yeah.
$100?
I was like, how about no? I said, I can't shoot you for, $100 for when I'm charging other people thousands of dollars and everything like that. I said, even at a half day or whatever, but I just said, he's like, well, it's just an hour. And I'm like, no, it's not just an hour. I said,
No.
it's years of training and education. I said, I have to clean up my studio. That's about 45 minutes to an hour. And then you come and we chat for a half an hour, and then we shoot and we go over a little bit, and that's 2 hours. And then I have to clean everything up, and I have to back up your files, and I have to do all this stuff. And I'm like, so we're really looking at about 7 to 8 hours. And then a few retouches, and then you come back and look at your stuff, or I get it. So now we're looking at 9 or 10 hours for $100. And I said, do you think that somebody of my caliber and stature is worth $10 an hour? Because I can go to Burger King and make that. You know what I mean? Or Uber or DoorDash or something. And it's just, people don't, like Stone Cold, they don't really put things into perspective, or they're comparing apples to oranges and they're not A-being it the right way.
Yeah,
so,
no. Yeah, no doubt.
No. So yeah,
I mean, I'm not even a photographer, and I'd ask for more than $100.
Well, I said to him, you know what? I said, let's do this. I said, why don't you come over and we'll do this and this. I said, if you can come up with $300, I can cut some of my time off that day for that. Oh my gosh, thank you for the opportunity. I said, okay, so bring me cash. It's off the books. Got a studio manager. I can't be doing these cut rate, blah blah blah. And then doesn't he a half an hour before say? I said, come to the front door, blah, blah. He's like, oh, I've decided to go another route. I literally wanted to just beat the living crap out of this. And that's what happens when you deal with cheap mother truckers. Like, you're just going to get cheap, and it's not even worth. So then I burned my whole night waiting for him, and he never came. So
damn it, that sucks.
Yeah, but it's just like people, they oh, wrestling's fake or this or that, or they're not looking at all the concussions that athletes get, or football players. That I've dated a lot of NFL guys, and they lose their minds, literally lose their minds. They can't remember anything, and they definitely have. There's repercussions for all those hits for people to think that there isn't. What fake? I get so hot when I hear people say dumb shit like that. It's just so uneducated.
Yeah. Well, the good thing about nowadays is, at least coming in the door in wrestling, you can make a little more money than like when I broke in.
Can you?
There wasn't a lot of. Well, I mean, not in independence. Like even when we broke into WCW, we weren't making good money. Me and Sonny Siaki, for example, were making like $33,000 a year on our first contract in WCW. Traveling all the time. That's ridiculous. But we were happy to take it because we were getting to where we wanted to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh no, I get that.
But nowadays I think their training contracts, and you might know a little bit about this, Blake. I think some of their training contracts now, they go in the door making $75 a year.
Well, if you're talking about the WWE, yeah, I think that's basically true. I'm not sure it's 75, but I know that if you get signed basically as somebody who they want you to train full time at the Performance Center in Florida, I know that it basically at least evens out to a living wage. So I mean,
I think they're making, like, from what I've heard, 12 to $1,500 a week would be about 75. I think some of them are making that when they come in the door.
And that's a lot different than paying someone to train at their school, which is what a lot of people do.
Oh yeah. Which is what we had to do in the power plant at first.
You paid
until we got our contracts, but most of the guys didn't pay. They might have paid a few $100s to get in the door, and then when we got in there, about the time we started training, that's when Paul Orndorff come in and took over, and then they offered contracts, so then we didn't have to pay whatever we owed.
Oh, that's cool. No. Yeah. And you know what? If Garth Brooks would have asked me for an hour of my time that's a different story. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's always like exceptions to the rule and whatnot. It's just when people lowball you on stuff that I'm like,
Well,
like, I mean, you're trying to help the guy get his name out there, and he don't want to help you do anything,
Well, it was weird because I looked at his website, like his socials, and he's posting all these pictures with guys like trying to show the rub and everything like that. I'm like, you dumb shit. Like, all the people that are in your photos, I've shot all of their album covers and their promote, so you had a chance to shoot with the person who's shooting the people that you idolize.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
You had that opportunity. I cut it down to like nothing, and you still screwed that up. And it's just like, artists are so cheap. Like, they're just like, segue, if you don't mind me like plugging really quickly. The whole reason that I wanted to come on is
you plug whatever you want, Goldy.
We're doing a contest. We're doing a contest for a new single. Now, usually new singles are just, people throw them out there. They don't do anything to promote them, guys. And it's so, of course we're promoting the video, but part of the video is this dumb little dance in it that if anybody at all is listening to this, I want you to go look at it. But it's
with the vacuum cleaners.
it's vacuum cleaners. We opened it up to brooms, to whatever you got, but it's $1,500, $2,000 total. That's nothing to shake a stick at. Like, that's a bill or two to pay, or rent for somebody like that. And all you have to do is like shake your ass and push a vacuum cleaner and write the sponsor's name on an old shirt and the name of the song. Like, that's it. We had to disqualify a bunch of entries because they didn't write the stuff on the t-shirt. I'm like, just grab any t-shirt, right? Shining Soul and Just Say Yes, and push your stuff. People they're worried, like, oh, I don't know how to. Nobody's sending in anything. They're sending in complete like craziness. Like, I don't think anybody's hitting any of the steps. It doesn't matter.
Well, I'll make sure Blake sends his video in as soon as we get done with this.
So what are the rules, and how can people submit? Is it just best that whatever entry you find to be the best wins, or?
So the official rules are, if you just go to Goldy with a Y, GoldyLocksBand.com,
Okay.
and it'll say right up at the top, Just Say Yes. But in a nutshell, Blake, it's write the name of the sponsor, Shining Soul, write Just Say Yes. That's the name of the single on whatever shirt you got. Doesn't matter what color. It can be old. It can be jizz stained. I don't care. Just write it on the shirt. And then you do the steps. And then at the end, it's the end of March, it's April 1st. Just whoever has the most real engagement. We all know if somebody's just got a bunch of bots on their, post and there's no comments or engagement, but whoever has got the most engagement on that. And of course, we're the last we're the authorities to pick the winner. It's like, if it gets tight, it says that right in the official rules, like we make the final call. But just whoever's got the most engagement on it. We've got like 3 grandmothers that did it the other day, and they're just like, they're just wandering off. Like, I don't even think they hit one step in the choreography at all, but it doesn't matter. And their grandkids. Yeah,
I actually saw that one, I think.
It's cute, right? But it's like for a few minutes of time, people forgot about their problems. And what dude, I'm not even old, in the world that we live in is just like, I'm like, what? It's just every day it just gets weirder and weirder and crazier. And I say to my dad, I don't even know that it hasn't been this weird. It's just we have so many ways to see how weird it is.
Yeah, with social media and everything, it makes it so easy to see.
So easy to see how weird everybody is. But it's just something to feel good and just not think about junk and crap and diversity. Just people being divided. It's all walks of life. Just get a broom or vacuum. We all have one of those, one or the other, and do this dumb dance. And we would just love to reward somebody for their time and effort with some cash. We do it all the time at our shows. We do dinner and a winner, and all people do, Blake, is just text this thing or enter their email address on the website. Again, it says dinner and a winner, and then enter your info. And then we just Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App somebody dinner. Like, it's we take our tip money, take a few bucks out and give somebody the chance to just, and then we say, take a selfie and tag us, dinner and a winner. It's just something fun to do, why not? Yeah.
So they other than Goldy Locks, it's GoldyLocksBand.com.
Yep.
And then can they go to your social medias and do that, or your
It's everywhere. No, I mean, that's where the rules are, but like the social media has everybody's entry on there. We're trying to get more people like on Russo's brand. Like, there's this one guy, I don't know what he looks like. All I know, all these years of being a brand member and being with Vince, is he only posts pictures of him in his Vader costume. Like, that's it. It's just, that's his name is Vader. And I'm like, bro, you have to do the dance as Vader. And he's like, well, I've got really bad arthritis. And I'm like, okay, I don't, just take some pills and get up and push that vacuum cleaner. Like, I want that video so badly because this guy is just always so encouraging and supportive and positive. And it's like, I would just pop and shit my pants to see Vader.
Tell him to do it sitting in his damn lazy boy. He could even,
exactly. Or like, we've got one, guy that's in a wheelchair, and I'm like, dude, if you can just spin that wheel with one hand, push a broom with another, oh, you're golden. Like, I think it's fun. Right. I think it's really fun. As long as you're not in a lot of pain. I don't want that for somebody, but it's just something stupid and fun. We want people, if you're watching this right now, just go to Goldy with a Y, Goldy Locks Band, Just Say Yes, Google it, find the video, the official video, and leave a comment. Leave a comment about,
Allan. Blake put it on the bottom. You see it going across the bottom there?
Oh, that's it. Yeah, that's it. But we would love you to leave a comment about this podcast and cross promote. Like, that's what the beauty of promotion and marketing is, because I'll take a clip from this and promote it, and people will see your show, and they'll see. That's how promotion is supposed to be. Grassroots, all the guerrilla rapper guerrilla marketing, like all that stuff was like, that's, Irv Gotti. When I had my record deal, I would hang out at Enterprise Studio in Los Angeles, and Irv Gotti, Ashanti, Ja Rule, all the people from Murder Inc., Eve, they would all record there. And it's like, they've got a different way of marketing. And obviously it worked because, that they were bigger than life for a long, long time. Now they're kind of faded a little bit because they're criminals. But other than that, they had some really interesting ways of marketing.
Been a minute.
Yeah, it has, right? Yeah, they did some really, really interesting things that I learned from back then. So,
awesome. So when you first came to TNA, you were still living out in LA, right?
I was. Yep.
Okay.
I was going to ask if what exactly was this? What exactly was your segue into TNA? Is
the same lawyer. We had
okay.
the same entertainment lawyer. That's how anything happens.
And they just said you should try this.
I think she told Jeff Jarrett she is going to do this. Like there wasn't even like, she's like, I'm representing you and I've got this other artist. And, I mean, I did my deal auditions and everything like that, but I got walked into that. So
it was a pretty easy in.
It wasn't an easy in. I got on a plane many times from Los Angeles to BNA, which is really odd because I kept going to this place called Hendersonville, Tennessee. I'm like, never in my wildest dreams would I think this girl from Minneapolis would be living in Beverly Hills and then making these trips to Hendersonville, Tennessee, where the Jarretts, they had a construction company and an office that I would go to.
I like Hendersonville.
Well, here, look where I live now, Eric. Alan, I was thinking Eric Watts. Alan, I was thinking Eric Watts. My bad. I won't say where I live, but it's, it's in the vicinity of that. Like I would.
You still live in a haunted house, right? That I stayed overnight.
I will. Yeah, well, we're not going to talk about where that is, though. We never we never divulge exactly where. But yeah, I still do.
It's still the haunted house, right? You want to tell Blake about the haunted house?
Oh man, yeah. And the night you spent the night, it was in full effect. Like everybody was just like, "What is going on?" Like even
because you had Myra stayed there all night.
She stayed there, and like I just remember being on the air mattress, giving her the bed, giving you the other bed. I was the air mattress, and like the air mattress had a hole in it. So it's like, you kind of wake up.
I didn't realize that. See, you could have slept in a bed. I would have slept on the couch. I appreciate
it. Oh, no, we don't do that. I just remember waking up on the floor, Blake, like thinking, all the air is out. So I was like, on a wooden floor. I was laying there. I was like, this sucks. And then I think it was like 2:47 in the morning, maybe 3:47 in the morning. And I just remember feeling like the planks moving. And I was like, oh, hell no. Like, no, come on. And I was like, yeah, there is definitely a ghost here right by me walking down. And then you heard it. And I was just like, I'm already so tired. I just don't have time for this. And I know who it is and what ghost it is and blah, blah, blah. And I never said anything. But the next day when we were having breakfast, me and Myra were having something. You were on your way already. She was like, hey, what? I was like, oh, here it comes. She's like, yeah, what was going? Did you see? And I was like, yeah. So it's not just me.
I thought she saw or something happened to her when you left though, didn't it?
She just could hear it, and I think it sat on her bed, and it does that. So
by this point, it just happens enough where doesn't bother you, right? Well,
I mean, once in a while it gets to be a little much, and I just say I'm busy and I want to go to bed and do your shenanigans out in the other room, but don't do it where I'm sleeping and I'm trying to rest.
Well, now you've been there for a while, so it's never tried to. I mean, you've never got hurt.
I had one that was bad news-orama. So I mean, the place has been anointed a couple times, and like. It's interesting. Like if I look around, like once in a while, I'll catch it. So they anoint it with oil and in the shape of a cross. And like once in a while, like the entryway above the shower, you'll see like this dripping, there's one on the wall back there, like right there. Every single wall in your home has to be anointed with blessed holy oil and a cross. So
wow.
Yeah, there was one that wasn't so hot and other people saw it. And I'm like, nah, you're out. Like, I don't. Otherwise, everything's good. But the bad ones, you don't want to. For people that don't believe in that stuff, good luck.
Yeah, right. Well, you know why I believe in it, because my dad used to live in an apartment where he worked in Pennsylvania, and it used to be a hospital, and a lot of people died in this place.
Yeah, same with mine. Mine was
the company that bought this converted all in the apartments for like guys that were coming in from out of town, and they stayed there.
Yes.
So we lived in Ohio. My dad got this job because they shut down the plant he was working at in Ohio. So he goes to this other job. So he would stay there all week. Well, he always told me it was haunted. The ghost actually would shake him out of bed. It was a woman, and it was kind of in love with my dad. So it would always try to wake him up when he's sleeping. And literally, and he said it would shake him out of bed. So I was probably 11 years old. And I remember I was staying up watching David Letterman real late, and I didn't have to go to school. So I went over there with Dad on a Thursday night, and we were going to stay there, and I was going to hang out with him at work and do some stuff and then go back home. So I told him not to get up and leave, but he told me when the ghost is in the house, it gets real cold. And like the furnace wouldn't work. So, and I was 11 years old because, I was a little scared of it then. So I remember I didn't go to bed till late, so I was real tired at 11 years old. So then as I fell asleep, I'm in the sleeping bag on the couch, and my dad's in the bedroom. And the ghost opened up the door, and it's like a blizzard outside. So both locks that were on the door were unlocked. The door is wide open. Snow's coming in the house. I'm scared shitless. I put the sleeping bag over my head. I didn't move. I'm freezing. There's snow coming in the door. My dad wakes up and he's like, "What the hell is wrong with you, boy? The door's open." I said, "I'm afraid to get up and shut it." He's like, my dad was about to slap my teeth down my throat. So
I feel like this could be a whole episode.
So then real quick, my dad left that morning because I was sleeping. 11 years old, you don't hear nothing, when you fall asleep. So I get up, my dad's gone. It's like 5 a.m. I'm like, oh man, I got to go to the bathroom. I said, I'm going to take a shower. Well, there's no shower. You had to take a bathtub. So I jump in the bathtub. As soon as I jump in the bathtub, the furnace shuts off. It's cold as hell. I can see my breath. I'm not lying. This is a true story.
That's so crazy.
So I started shitting my pants, Goldie. I jumped out of the bathtub. There wasn't even a towel. I forgot to grab a towel. I was so scared. I ran out the door, grabbed my clothes. I had a roll of toilet or paper towels I grabbed, and I started drying myself off, running out in the snow, putting my clothes on, ran down to where my dad's shop was. He's like, "What is wrong with you, boy? You're an idiot." He's like, "You got snow. I'm soaking wet." He's like, "You're going to catch pneumonia." I was like, "I don't give a shit. That ghost was in the house. The furnace stopped." He's like, he goes, "You're an idiot."
He didn't understand like that was scary to you, or?
Well, I was 11 years old. Yeah, he understood it, but he was so used to the ghost that he was just like, you're an idiot.
It is scary though, but once you kind of get used to stuff, and then I just get annoyed. Like
now, the same ghost actually held my mom on the couch, and that's another reason I believe it, because my mom wouldn't have a reason to lie to me about a ghost holding her on the couch. So she went there to stay with my dad, and they were going to go hang out and go to like Hershey, PA, and go to the park and all this stuff. Well, the ghost literally held her on the couch, and she said she couldn't breathe very well, and she couldn't get up, and she's trying to scream. She couldn't even scream. She couldn't say nothing. Like the ghost was holding her mouth shut. So she finally got up, and it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. She tells my dad, she goes, "Screw this shit, I'm leaving." She jumps in the car. She goes, "I'm getting a hotel. You can stay here." So my dad stayed there. My mom went and got a hotel.
Was your mom a religious woman at all, or a secular, or spiritual, or not?
Spiritual. I wouldn't say religious. We went to church and stuff. My dad was actually Catholic, but he didn't practice.
I'm always wondering, because like when stuff like anything has ever happened to me, I just get like, Jesus, get rid of this now. Like you know what I mean? Like I always wonder if stuff where like if people can't move or they're paralyzed, if it's because like maybe they're just not practicing faith like other people do, or this or that, not passing judgment. I'm just always wondering like where did they seep in? Because I'm a very religious person, very spiritual, and like I had one come that scared the shit out of me, but it was so bad, and it did it to other people too, and it was terrifying. But like the second time I was angry, and I'm like, get out of here. Like you're not welcome here at all. Like, and
well, so that's what my dad would do. He would yell at it, and she'd kind of leave for a while.
Yeah, for a while.
But he had a cross up above his bed because it was a small apartment. And then he had a Bible there, and he had a cross above his bed, and it never messed with none of that, and it never hurt him.
Yeah.
It just like when he fell asleep, it wanted to, like hang out with him, I guess. And it tried to, he said it would literally shake him out of the bed, and he would just yell at it.
Yeah, it's so, you never know like what they're obviously unsettled, and you don't know where they need to go or why, or it's crazy stuff. But answer your question. I still live here, so
I'm just glad nothing happened that night, because I was downstairs all alone. I was a little scared. I would have come running upstairs and jumped on you and Myra.
that's where it usually is upstairs, so it's all good.
No, I really wasn't scared. Just from the interactions I've had with ghosts in the
past. Well, that's crazy stuff. Blake, you got any stories?
Man, I wish I was as interesting as you guys. No, I don't have anything like that. But we'll see. Maybe in the future. I'll be honest with you. I think it would be. I mean, obviously, it would be scary in the moment, I'm sure, but I think it would be.
Now that we're talking about it, he's going to get blessed with a ghost pretty soon.
Yeah, I feel like I'm inviting him in at this point. But,
yeah, I don't mess with that. Like people want to come do shows and EVPs and all that. I just leave it. I don't want to mess with anything.
See, to me, like if you start doing stuff like that, it'll bring them out.
TV, but
one more time, you guys go one at a time. You were crossing over.
Allan, you go first.
Well, see, I wouldn't want to do that either in my house because you would think they would kind of disturb them, maybe, or I don't know, maybe just piss them off.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, what I was saying is, if with a house like that, you could probably get on TV with that kind of thing if you wanted, but I feel like most of the stuff that is on TV about that, those people are just full of it. But
you never know. You never know if like they really are inviting stuff in. Or I've got some colleagues, associates that do a pretty popular ghost hunting show, and
oh, really?
I think a lot of it is real for them, but then again, it's content and TV, and you got to make something happen. But I mean, think about like, if we're in the South, like there's just anywhere there is, but like there's just so much creepy shit here. And mine's a hospital that was for the DuPont. Oh, shit, I shouldn't say that. Whatever. Anyways, mine's a hospital. It was a clinic for a place back in the day, and a lot of people passed here. And I went and had a reading to find my mom, and I wanted my dad to come along because I was back in my hometown where Lenny Lane is from. And I just remember booking this really expensive reading because all of my friends said, I just had somebody pass. I went and saw the psychic medium. She was amazing. I was like, wow, maybe the next time I'm back home, I'll go see her. So it was really expensive and I booked it. I showed up at her place, super pissed that I was there. I'm like, what's going on? Well, you booked a phone. I'm like, I didn't book a phone reading for $400. Well, that's my reading. In person is, I'm like, what's in person? Like $1,000? Like that's crazy. You're not like the Long Island medium. You're some Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. She was so put out. And then she was like, well, who's that? Well, it was my dad. And I wanted him to come to be a part of it if we could find my mom. And I just said, it's my ride. And she's like, well, I don't like to have multiple people in for a reading. I'm like, well, he'll just sit in the corner. Like he's just my ride. Don't make him sit out in the car on a hot day. Fine. She was all upset. Sit down. Yeah. She starts like reading, giving me my reading, talking about my dead kid. And I'm just like, my face, she's like, you got a problem with this? I'm like, well, it's not that I have a problem with it, but I don't have any kids. I've never had any kids. I've never even been pregnant. So, that's a misfire. And then she's like, all right, it's your husband that died. I'm like, okay, never been married. Like, Then she's like, this isn't going to work if you don't believe it. And I'm like, well, obviously if I put $400 on my credit card, it's going to work. So I believe it.
You just need to concentrate, Goldy. You weren't concentrating.
She was getting hot. She was getting hot. She was getting super pissed at me. And then finally, she was like yelling out all this stuff. And my dad answered and he's like, no, it was this. And she's like, you get out of the seat. Him. This is why I don't do multiple readings. So she sits down and starts like reading my dad. And it's like so on point to the point where he was embarrassed that I was there. And I'm like, I'm not even listening, Anyway, she's like called. She's like, there's somebody in the room and they're very angry. And I swear to God, you guys, when I entered this lady's home, I felt my mom's presence there with her arms crossed and anger. It was really like very angry. And I'm like, what is this? It was a really weird vibe. Well, anyway, she starts calling out all the affairs my dad has had over the years. These are affairs that I knew about. Like, oh, your dad's getting his hair cut again. And I'm like, really? He just got it cut like a week ago. Seems like every week my dad was getting his hair cut by this chick, So I knew all these floozy ladies' names. So when the lady called out blah and blah and blah, I was like, damn. Like my mom was there not to see me, but to like avenge her. Like she wanted revenge. She wanted my dad to know I know. And so it was really interesting. Now, when everything was done, it got like all hot and heated. And I was like, well, how can he fix what's going on? And she's like, well, you wouldn't know anything about it. There's Catholic prayers. And my dad's like, I say those prayers and you need to go say this novena, blah, blah, blah. So finally she sends my dad on his way, says, you sit back down. And I was like, oh, okay. And I sat down and she's like, you've got these 6 people on each side of you. You got 12 people. And I'm like, what do you mean I've got 12? She says, you have 12 people and they're dressed in Confederate soldier out. Now, she doesn't know where I live. She thinks I live in Minneapolis. She doesn't know that I'm from Tennessee with this hospital where a bunch of Confederate soldiers died. So basically she says, I don't know what your deal is, but you've got these 12 soldiers that are with you. And it appears as though they come with you everywhere. Doesn't know my story worth Adam. Describing what they look like. She said, it's not horrible energy, but it's not good either. She said, they're dragging you down. They're wasted space. And they literally, like, I guess I had a posse of like dead soldiers coming with me wherever I go. So anyways, I figured out a way, part of the anointing and all that. Just like, I don't need that with me. So I don't know if they still are around or not or whatever, but like, it's all because of my haunted hospital. So
they're just looking out for you.
Crazy stuff. Are they? I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
So you haven't had anything recently that you felt them there?
No.
Well, hey, if she did what she said, that she's got the power of Christ on her side.
Yeah,
so.
I hope that I really believe Christ is here. So and if you get a chance, you should look at my Instagram about another Christ that just visited Earth. If you've seen that one, he came down and he busted into a Domino's pizza. You guys got
you know what? I saw that the other day, but I did see you post that. You posted that yesterday, right? Yeah, you're
dude, it's so good.
You just put "you're welcome" on your thing, right? When you posted that.
I just said you're welcome. Yeah,
you're welcome.
You got to go see it. Goldy Locks rocks. It's this the best. Like it's stuff like that just it's like some guy that thinks he's Jesus Christ, I guess.
Broke into Pizza Hut.
Is it Pizza Hut or Domino's?
Yeah, it was a pizza
one of them,
place.
and just decided that he was going to have a pizza and drink some Mountain Dew, and then he kept.
I'm looking at this right now.
Yeah, go. Yeah, you got it. I wish that you guys could. You can play stuff on your thing. I don't know if it'll copyright or not.
I haven't figured it out yet. I'm paying Blake all this big money to figure this out, and he hasn't figured it out yet.
He says so. The guy says
you need to go show at the bot. You need to find first off. Just go onto another browser, Instagram, and you need to find Goldy 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 Locks rocks.
I'm on it on my phone, but I'm gonna.
No, you got to.
Blake, you don't follow Goldy Locks, damn it.
On the bottom, it says present. On the bottom,
well, no, I do. I've just followed her.
I wonder if I can present.
Yeah, let's see.
I can. Let's see. I can.
It's your. Go for it.
I'm gonna. It's like 60 seconds. It's so good not to share with your audience. It's so good. Okay, here. So I can do present on my end. Let's see. Present. Share the screen. Yeah, I can share my screen.
Okay.
Yeah, see, Goldy's teaching us something right now.
Yeah.
All right. Can you see my screen?
Do I have to add it?
Let me see if I can add it to the stage. Here we go. There we go.
This is Jesus Christ, and I just broke into the Pizza Hut. I broke the window in. I'm here. Jesus is here now. He's back. He's back to earth. All right. And so you don't work there? No, I just broke in. Had a pizza. I'm Jesus. And what was your name again? My name is Jesus. What's your last name, Jesus? Christ. Okay. And what do you look like? I look like Jesus. What else do I supposed to look like? Why'd you do that? Because I'm Jesus. I can do whatever I want. We're tired of Judases on this earth. We're going to clean this earth up. So what are you up to? Where do you live at? I don't. I'm from heaven. How'd you get over to the Pizza Hut? I'm from heaven, sir. Okay. And did you break a front window? Yeah, I broke the door window, sir. And you eat a pizza? Yeah. Had a Mountain Dew. 5.91. What is your emergency?
That's it. You can't make this up.
He is so a matter of fact. Like
I gotta tell you, I hate to tell this guy, but there's only one Jesus Christ, and it's not him.
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that good stuff though?
Oh,
and I had a Mountain Dew.
I mean, I like to think that when Jesus does come back, he'll have a pizza and a Mountain Dew. So
and some wine. He'd have some wine.
Yeah, that's fun.
Now, so Blake, did you figure out how to do that?
Well, she was able to present her screen, and then I just added it to the stage. But it seems pretty straightforward. So yeah,
I wondered what that was. I thought if you clicked it, you got a present.
Oh, yeah. I see. Yes. No, that's like a tipping thing. Now, I remember I dated a guy, this is many years ago, and we were in a fight, and I was really upset, and I just thought I would just like to get a pizza. So I went to a Domino's, and they were closed. They closed early, and I remember I was so hot that I smashed the door. And then I left, and he heard me, and he's like, what are you doing? I was like, I was so angry that some kids went home, and I went to go buy a pizza, Allan, that I smashed the door. And then I thought, Oh shit. All I remember is like backing away, like backing the car out so they didn't see my license plate because that
Damn
was
it.
like antiquated. They didn't have facial recognition back then. The cameras. I knew there was a camera on the front of the car, but not on the back. So I was like, I got away. Nobody caught me because I drove backwards away from Domino's. But yeah,
But you never got the pizza.
I never got the pizza. I did break the door and watched it crack, and then I'm like, I'm out of control. It's time to leave.
I tried to get Allan to have some pizza a couple of weeks ago, but he was on his 51-day fast, so he wouldn't do it. So
Now, have you ever fast or anything, Goldie?
All the time. Yeah.
So I did a 7-day fast last week.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, just had water and electrolytes, pretty much.
So I get it. You can't really see that Goldy Locks Fitness right next to the billboard. Like that's a 40-day fast. So no food for
40 days.
So you did a 40-day? You do 40 days?
I can do 50. The most I've ever done is 63 with just the water and lemon, fresh squeezed lemon, a couple tablespoons of molasses syrup, grade B, that lemonade diet vibe. But that'll clean you out. It'll reset your entire body. It's the most amazing thing you can ever do. And people say it's like a fad thing, but it's more like I do it because my dad believes that it keeps his cancer away.
Definitely. I guarantee it does.
It's amazing. But there's nothing better than being like 25 pounds down and like just lean. And then just because your mind is reset on, you start doing food porn at night. Like after like 2 weeks, it's like, healthy eating and like, look at this steamed broccoli with, minced garlic. Like, so your brain gets so reset that a nice piece of fish and broccoli or lean turkey and asparagus like that, like heaven. And then the other stuff, you're like, I haven't eaten anything for 60 days. Like the last thing I want to put in my, and then of course it wears off after a while when you get some friend pushing pizza on you, but it does reset you for a long time. And I just can't say enough about any sort of cleanse, 7 days, 3 days, whatever. And it puts you in a different mental status because after 2 or 3 weeks of not having any physical food in my body, when people are like, "Oh, it's noon, I haven't eaten, I'm starving," I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm better than you." Yeah. But you get to be like, you realize that you eat out of like boredom or what's that called? Oral fixation, where you're just chewing on stuff.
Doing it when you really don't need to. Yeah.
Well, I am pretending. I'm not dissing anybody that's doing this, but I do have a lot of friends that actually need that Ozempic shot and they can't get it. It's really hard to get. So, I mean, it would be nice to just go on a shot for me and like lose weight and whatever, but I'm pretending I'm on the shot. So I'm pretending that I'm on it. And I guess when I ask everybody that's on it, they just say, you're just not hungry and you just don't want to eat that much and blah, 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 blah. So I'm pretending I'm on it. Of course I'm not. That's not my thing, but I'm trying to limit how much I eat and just eat really quality food. But literally I'm pretending, Allan, that I'm like, I'm taking this shot. It's not making, I'm not hungry anymore. So it's working. Isn't that? So it's mental.
So do you feel like, I know for me, wrestling for as many years as I did and powerlifting and bodybuilding, when I do the fast, my knees feel so much better.
Why?
Because it's crazy.
It's because of the de-inflammation. You're not eating any foods that are inflaming. You're cleaning out, and like the lemonade diet, the one that I do. So the biggest thing that somebody can do for arthritis is an anti-inflammatory diet. You're adding lemon with everything. So basically all I'm drinking is lemon for 4 to 5 weeks. And it like, literally, you're right. There's absolutely no pain in any of your joints at all. It completely resets and lubes all of your everything, joints, tendons, muscles, everything is just
Now, when you say lemon, do you do the lemon juice or do you squeeze your own lemons?
Yep. Lemon. Yeah, I do squeeze my own lemons. I get a juicer and just juice a whole bunch of it and then put it in my, I do like a big, one of those, what do you call those gimmicks that, Kool-Aid used to be in those big things. I just mix up a batch and lasts like a day or two. And then I make up another batch. But health-wise, when I do that, I've never felt better. And you really do realize how much you just eat to eat, and you don't need to be eating all this. We're not meant to eat all the stuff that people eat.
No, especially all the processed stuff you got now.
I don't eat anything like that. I don't eat any of that.
Yeah, well, I try not to. I don't eat very much.
I don't look like you though. You're solid.
This guy's physique is.
I'm 53 years old, Goldie, in July.
Yeah, but you walk the walk, you work out,
I
you eat
do,
clean.
and
Do you drink a lot of alcohol?
I drink very little alcohol. I
Okay.
had one beer Saturday night, and that was the first beer I've had in a few months. I mean,
Yeah.
I could go. I don't need to drink it. Sometimes I go to a restaurant and again, it sounds really good. So I'm like
Sure,
getting the
absolutely.
cold glass and I just chug it and that's it. I only had to
It's
have
not
one.
to say that you can never have anything. It's just
No,
in
but
general.
I just never was a big drinker.
Well, no, I don't
know?
just
I
mean
didn't know.
alcohol. I just mean like she said earlier. Every now and again, you want some pizza. I don't think that's gonna.
Well, yeah, no,
But-
I'll
but-
eat pizza before
If
I
you
drink
were to have
alcohol.
some pizza, what would you have?
Yeah.
Well, actually, when I had pizza on National Pizza Day a couple Fridays ago, I had mellow mushroom, which is amazing.
Oh no, but what'd you have on your pizza?
I'm kind of boring when it comes to pizza. I just like I like meat on it, because
Okay.
it's protein. So I make
Okay.
sure I get meat and like ground beef, pepperoni, and stuff like that.
All right.
I don't, I don't. But I do like DiGiorno's pizzas, those homemade little DiGiorno's pizzas. I mean, those things are good, man, for a frozen damn pizza. But I put
All
it
right.
I put it in the oven. I don't put it in the microwave.
So what was the night that you broke the window? What was the pizza that you were trying to get? What was your
Well, not what I would get now. I was gonna ask, that's a good segue, but let me ask you, Blake, what would you get? And then I'll tell you what I want.
Oh gosh. So man, I love food. I generally eat pretty clean as well, but I'm not a faster to the extent yet like you guys are. But when I do get pizza, basically the old world pepperoni from Marco's is good, but I think my absolute favorite is probably it's become my favorite is buffalo chicken.
Okay, so now we're getting into what I'm going to tell you about. So finish up with what you're going to say.
No, just buffalo chicken with the hot sauce on it and the yeah.
So there's a pizza at Domino's. Like I'll just get a real thick crust, and then I get a garlic sauce base, like no red sauce, with premium chicken. So big chunks of chicken breast. I'll get a double order, just like you, Allan, of like all protein, just that white garlic sauce, and that's maybe some mushrooms.
That sounds good. That might be my next one.
No, it's the premium chicken at Domino's for that pizza. White's just that garlic. It's just a garlic sauce. It's so clean. The meat is so clean. It's like, I hate shitty, grizzly, bleh, but this is white meat, and it's like, it's expensive, but it's well worth it. It's really good. So, and the buffalo one, like you were saying, Blake, like I love anything buffalo. That's good stuff.
Yeah,
but no hot stuff for me. But the buffalo's okay.
Yeah.
So when you Goldie, when you're not fasting, what you just like eating chicken and stuff like that?
Chicken breasts. So here's my game. They will have these like McCormick packages at the store. You want to get one that's got lower sodium in it. Then there's no calories or anything. It's just basically an herb packet for 99 cents, $1.99. Blake McCormick does have a $2.99 pack. It's a buffalo chicken one. No calories, nothing in it. It does have some sodium. And then you basically just stick that in like a plastic shake and bake. Excuse me. Am I still there? Shake and bake. It disconnects. Shake and bake. And then like I'll throw that on the grill or put it in the oven, depending on if I've got time to mess with it. And the grill, I like my chicken really, really well done. I don't like it slimy. I just can't, because I have a hard time eating meat, you guys, because I feel bad. So the more it resembles an animal, I have a hard time. So I get it like real, like well done. And then I do the strips, and I just keep that in a storage container, and just that's what I have. That's what I have all day. And so then some vegetables. But I what did you say? Ketchup? What did you say?
No. I was just not to interrupt you. I was just saying. So it sounds like you're saying, do you not eat much meat generally, or is it just chicken?
No, I eat a lot of meat. I have a hard time eating it because I just feel like shit. I do, and I'm not like a bleeding heart liberal by any means. There's so much stuff that's, again, back to the beginning of our conversation. Like there's so much stuff that you see online now, and it's like if I see one more freaking cute turkey, coming home, somebody's driving up and they're running down the driveway, or there's just all these animals that really appear to have, they're sentient beings. And I mean, even a friend of mine that's a chef in Biloxi, he said one day he was throwing a bunch of crawfish in this pot, and he said this one just like scaled the wall, and he was just holding on to the edge of the pot, looking at him, like just doing everything he could. And he said, I had to take him home with me, and he kept that damn thing for 3 years in a thing.
Wow.
And it was JB the crawfish. And the minute that my buddy would walk into his house, this freaking crawfish would be at the edge of the thing trying to get out, and it would come out for a while because they can be out of the water. It would sit on his shoulder. It would hang out by him when he was doing his work, and just
did he bathe it?
What's that?
Did he give it a bath?
Well, he lived in the water, so he was okay. Maybe finally, went to be with the Lord and everything like that. But I mean, all these animals, like they really do have a lot of feeling. These parrots and birds that you see, and like
they definitely got personalities, right?
Oh, it's just it's insane. So, like I said, the more the meat's cooked, the least I don't feel as bad. And I know you had no problem eating meat, Allan, but like,
I got zero problem eating meat.
Exactly. But these cows, they all have personalities, and then you see them online and they're loving up on somebody. So if I could be a vegan and still look lean, I probably would do that. I'd eat a lot, but I don't know that it's so much easier to just do. And I don't mean to sound like an asshole, but just to pop a chicken breast on the grill and be done. And I'm,
No, you're 100% right.
Yeah,
I mean, the vegan thing is, I mean, for anybody,
you can't sustain being healthy just eating nothing.
You know what? That Naomi guy looks pretty damn good for her. He's got a lot of vegan friends that are out there. Like, look at his brand. Look at hot vegan guy, and he'll come right up. It's like NIOMI, whatever, some Japanese name. That dude is jacked. Like he is, and his friends are jacked. They eat a lot.
You can do it. Yeah, you just have to eat a lot.
We eat a lot.
Yeah.
And I bet they smell like shit from farting all day. Like it's gotta just smell like.
See, nowadays I don't even really buy food at the grocery store. I get all my beef. I pretty much eat beef, bacon, and eggs, and I buy it all from a farm.
I get it, and that's how it should be, especially if it's free range. Yeah.
That's what we have chickens that give us eggs, so same here.
Oh yeah, Blake's got chickens that he's never given me eggs.
That's awesome.
Man, I've got a big bag of them to bring you. Just text me tomorrow. I'm going to bring them to you.
Some guy just gave me 3 dozen today at work. He has chickens.
Okay, well I got more if you need them.
Wow. Now, how much do you pay for your eggs, and how much do you sell your eggs for?
Well, Blake.
Oh, I don't sell mine. I haven't sold them. I've only got 3 chickens. I don't think I have enough to.
Okay, gotcha.
Sell them, but we generally they usually each lay between 1 and 2 a day, which is, that's 6 eggs a day. That's plenty for me and my.
Oh, God love them. So you won't eat those.
No. They're our buddies. Yeah.
Oh, they're so freaking cute.
Yeah.
But he eats their eggs, not them.
Yeah.
So do you ever eat free range eggs from a farm, Goldie?
Oh, all the time.
They are 1,000 times better than any egg you'll buy in a store.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I even had to switch, like, again, the videos of all these chickens smashed, and it's just not for me. So yeah, I try. I guess, what is it? It's not in the free range, and then there's another pasture.
The
pasture raised you can get away with.
The pasture ones are the ones you want, because that means that they're allowed to go eat whatever they want. Just because they're free range, they could still be in cages or something like that.
I read the definition of what they consider free range. If you look it up, is only something like they have like a 2-foot space or something like that.
Yeah. But then again, I wonder, like, if what I'm buying and paying all that extra money, is it?
Exactly. How can you really know? Yeah.
So where do you buy your eggs at a grocery store?
I get mine from different people in the neighborhood that have chickens, or co-op type of things. Sometimes I get them at Aldi. It just depends. I try wherever. If I had somebody that had chickens like right down the road or something, I would buy.
Now, do you ever drink raw milk?
Raw milk?
Yeah. Unpasteurized from a farm? I
don't drink any milk at all, or really any dairy.
Oh my God. The raw milk is so good for you.
I bet. I wonder what that tastes like, though. Is it funky?
It tastes sweeter than regular milk.
Does it?
Oh, I love it. I drink it every day.
Can't you get sick from that then?
No, that's a bunch of bull.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah. No, I mean, you possibly could, but the chances of you getting sick are pretty rare.
That would be me, though. Like, I'm like the person that gets food poisoning anytime I have something a little off the beaten path. I'm like,
different. Yeah.
I'm that person. Yeah, I get food poisoning really easily. That picture of us is so disturbing behind you. That's so pre-Botox.
So what is this? Give me the context of this picture, Allan. What is happening here exactly?
Okay, so this was one of the interviews, and this old lady, if you can see her right here, I was yelling at her because that's what I do. and, and I'm sure there's almost a look of disgust on Goldie's face. And that came later, I'm sure. But I was telling her to shut up, get out of my face, I think. I can't really remember, but I remember I was yelling at her.
And this was this from Nashville? Was this from?
Yeah, it was TNA. That was at the old fairgrounds.
Yeah. So
Goldie, have you seen the fairgrounds lately, by the way?
Yeah. Real nice.
It's unbelievable there compared to what it used to be.
Not what it was when we were there.
Oh my God, it's so nice now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want it the way it is now, though. When I liked what we had.
It was
so raw.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was so raw, and I miss being able to. I'm looking at a TNA poster, a couple of them right now. I miss that kind of TV. I can see why people like it, and it's like, the reruns and the rebranding and everything.
It was so much like it was just kind of like you didn't really have to write a lot for that kind of stuff.
I wish I could go back in time and do it all over with a better attitude. I needed a better attitude back then.
I'm going to agree with you. You were pretty mean back then.
Thanks, Allan.
No, I'm just kidding. Hey, do you remember the time when and I think I've told you this before, but I thought it was funny because when there was Pilates and I had these bands and I was talking and I seen you over there and I said, well, I can't remember. I think I was talking to Lenny, but I said, watch, I'm gonna piss Goldie off, or I'm gonna make her think about something. And so I was stretching and stuff, and you were there, and I was like, yeah, I got these from Pilates class. And you said, it's not Pilates, it's Pilates.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got her. I knew I'd get her.
Yeah. That sounds like something I'd be pissed about, the pronunciation of that. God. What were you going to say, Blake? I think both of us.
No. I was just saying, you guys were talking about how it was a kind of a special environment there. And just as a fan that's watched, I can say, from my perspective, I think there's a lot of people that probably feel the same way. Those original fairgrounds shows that TNA had, that was a kind of a special vibe for the time, and it was really different from anything else that was on with wrestling and anything that would come after it, just because, like you said, it felt, I don't know, I guess raw is the right word. It was unique, and
it was real. There was so much shooting back then, like
that's
the kind of thing I think people miss. So
yeah, I miss it.
Yeah. So
Allan, are you coming back to anything? Any promotions at all? Like.
No, I mean, I got a bunch of indies and stuff lined up. Me and have you ever met Lodi? Do you know Lodi at all?
Yeah, no, I know of him, but I don't think I worked with him. But I mean, I know who he is.
I don't think he ever did TNA, from what I remember.
I thought he did.
Did he? He
What's his name?
Lodi. His name's Brad Kane, but he was Lodi in WCW.
Let's see.
He actually had a heart attack in the ring last year and almost died. But
I guess you're right, Allan. It looks like he never did. Okay.
God, he looks so much like.
So him and Lenny are like best friends. They used to be partners in WCW.
He does not ring his face, even when he was 20 years younger, does not ring a bell. He looks a lot different now.
He used to be with Raven in WCW.
Yeah, in the Flock.
Yeah,
but him and Lenny were the West Hollywood Blondes in WCW.
God, Lenny's just a funny dude. I had such a good time with you guys.
Lenny's a nurse practitioner now.
I can believe it.
And I think he's got a little bit more time left. He's going to be a PA, physician's assistant.
Yeah, he's a brilliant guy. That's really cool. That is really cool.
Oh yeah, he's doing really good, man. I keep in touch with Lenny, so.
Where is he? Out of Florida?
Yeah, he's down in Florida now. He lived in Minnie forever, and then
I know.
I think when he got married, I think that's when he moved to Florida.
I gotcha. Yeah, that bit that we did with the when he said that his soon-to-be ex-wife, and he's living out in the parking lot or whatever. So
he was living in the garage.
Yeah,
and he was so like you believed him.
I did. I was like, well, he seemed like he was really hot about it. And I was like, okay.
Well, see, that was our gimmick. We were trying to get in AEW, me, him, and Lodi. And our gimmick was going to be we're pissed off at the wrestling business because they treat us like shit. We never made no money. So now we're all three living in a trailer. And he was trying to make it seem legit. And he actually did when we were on that, because I was laughing. And he's like, yeah, I'm in the garage. She kicked me out of the house. And
it was good. No, it was a good bit.
Yeah. So that was our whole gimmick. We were trying to get an AEW with that, but it never worked out.
Got to keep trying or keep thinking, pivoting and thinking some other things. You guys are so talented.
Well, you know, I was going to start maybe training some people and doing stuff like that, but you know, and I'm still in good shape. I'm just afraid to, you know, I'll be 53, so I think the ring time is about done for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's other things you can do though. You know that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
true.
You
It's
can
just-
do my dance. You can do
That's
the
what's got to happen.
back
Yes.
dance. Yeah.
Well,
Maybe we could film one together at the gym, Alan.
yeah.
maybe
Let's
we
do it
can
at the
You
gym.
guys would be my new best friends if you could. I can't get any guys to do it. It's all
Oh,
chicks.
no, we can do it. We'll
all
do it.
chicks.
Yeah,
all
we can.
chicks.
So I just need to make a video and put it. Can I put it on your website?
It's nothing about mine at all. It's all you just do this stupid dance, write the thing on the shirt. It does not even have to be close to the dance moves. And like, you just upload it and make sure you tag me in it and tag the sponsors. It'll just say tag this, this, and this. That's all you got to do.
So tell us who the sponsors are and what we have to write on the shirts now. If they go to GoldyLocksBand.com.
If you go to GoldyLocksBand.com, they'll see a tab right at the top. It says just say yes. And it's just real simple, real easy to understand how to do it. There's nothing to it. You just want to make sure that you're including the right hashtags and handles. That's it. Super easy.
Awesome. Well, I think we need to make that happen then, Blake.
Yeah,
I would be I would be very, very happy because you know, you're my friends and like I just pop because I see connections with people, and now I've got all these young girls that are doing it. I gotta tell you, I saw something the other day, and I normally don't write anything negative like online, but somebody wrote, "This is a shame," and I wrote to their comment, "I couldn't agree with you more." Like literally, I felt so sick to my stomach. I just felt like crying when I saw this video. And what it was is like all I saw was somebody's ass with like a G-string. And like, she was just twerking and twerking and twerking. Okay, do your thing. But what really made me sick to my stomach, you guys, was there was a bunch of teenage girls in a half a circle facing her, watching her. And they were all clapping and cheering. I'm like, if you want to be a hoe and you want to just be bottom of the barrel, then live your dream. But like, please, you don't need to influence like up and coming young ladies. Like we got enough of that. Like it's just not cool. Like I gotta say, I didn't like for a long time, but what a beautiful job that she's doing. You never think of this person and think ew, or you think hot, beautiful, sexy, talented, billionaire, Taylor Swift. Like she's doing it right. She's got all these little kids and people at her shows. It's still a hot show. She's got the hottest boyfriend ever. Like good for them, but it's never like raunchy or like where it makes me feel like I need to take a shower. And like this girl's dancing was just it was just like a total like perspective shot of her ass, like her cheeks hanging out. But again, do your thing. If you want to twerk and be the twerking queen, then do that. But you don't need to like bring in like 14, 15-year-old girls and make them think like it's cool. Like they can figure that stuff out on their own. Like I like to take hot and sexy pictures, but it's always like something that I would be okay showing my mom or dad. Like if once you cross the line, like there's a big line between this is a side view, damn, she's looking good, and then here's my anus and porn face, and then there's a line, and we all know what that line is. Everybody, whether you want to admit it or not, you know what the line is, and it's like there's enough people crossing it. Like go on Twitter, everybody's got a porn site. It's just like it's exhausting. Like everybody's showing anal butt plugs, and I'm just like, oh God, it's just like it's everywhere. Like, I get it. Like we can have some people like actually showing their talent and like some skill set and whatnot. But I never say anything negative. But this time around, I was just like, I gotta agree with you. Like, just keep the kids out of it. Just keep the kids out of it.
Well, I won't have any kids in my vacuum video.
Maybe you should. You don't still have any of the Kiwi stuff, do you? You don't have any of the gimmicks. I wish you'd have a gimmick.
I mean, I could put a pink wig on for you and do the dance.
I would die.
Hit me with a wrestling move of your choice at the end of the video.
I would die. I would literally die. Anyways, it's out there. If anybody hears this at all, like I said, we got $2,000 in cash prizes just sitting there, and whoever has the most engagement or the funniest comments, and you will know who the winner is if there's a bunch of banter on there. Like we'll know at the end of March, and we'll announce on April 1st. It'll be really fun.
Okay. So April 1st is when you're going to announce it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But I can't wait to, we already Venmo people money all the time for dinner and a winner. This is going to be really fun because somebody can use $1,000 or $500. Like that's a nice prize. That's a nice prize. And then we want really good submissions. We want good videos because we'll put that all together. And then the next video that we do, let's see if we can get a sponsor to up the ante a little bit. Like, I would love it if every video that came out, we had like 10K in prizes for people, because that's just is like fun.
Yeah.
So now I noticed you have the candle sponsor. That's the Steve Evick. Is that his name?
His name is Pete Evick. He is
Pete,
guitar player with Bret Michaels band. So when Bret's not with
Yeah.
Poison, he does his own Bret Michaels band, and that's his guitar player, and he owns Shining Soul Candles. He's a great guy.
Yeah. I actually follow him because I just think he's a cool dude.
He's a super, super cool dude. Like, we're so grateful that he came forward and said, and then he's in the video. So if you watch the Just Say Yes video and you see in the background, that's the beauty of it. The sponsor is actually embedded in the video. It's his face, his candle company, his logo, his sauce. It's like, it's all there right in the video.
Now he's out of like Myrtle Beach or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm glad that you follow him. That's super cool.
Yeah. I'm sorry I said Steve. Yeah, it's Pete.
I mean, God, look how many people you got to remember all day long. He knows.
Too many names.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been following him for a while though. I always I've never bought one of his candles though, which I need to, I guess.
Well, somebody's going to win $500 worth of his candles, so I can't wait for that.
Well, that's awesome. So we've been going an hour ago. Do you got
Yep.
anything else you want to plug?
That's it. I just really appreciate you letting me come drive by, tell a few ghost stories, see if we can get Vader to do the dance, see if we can get Kiwi and Blake. If you did, I would really, really, really pop hard.
Well,
so I'm in. I just got to talk Blake into it because
I would pop hard.
You don't have to talk me in. I'm ready to go.
I'm gonna have to dig out my.
A lot of hand gestures. It's a lot of hand gestures.
I'm not saying it's gonna look good, but I'll do it.
No, just do it. And there's a tutorial. Like, go to the website at the bottom, and there's a tutorial right on there that shows you how to do it. They walk you right through it. Super easy.
And we really appreciate you being on, Goldie.
Are you kidding? This is an honor. Thank you so much for making time. Let me know where I'll just screenshot some stuff and I'll do my own promo for this. But this is a great way.
Yeah,
Again,
I'm gonna get it chopped down tomorrow and get it uploaded. I'll send it out.
Really, really, really appreciate you guys. Well, hey, have a good night. I'm gonna actually jump on Hannibal. You know Hannibal TV? You know that?
Yeah, I've done his show. I like him.
Isn't he interesting guy?
Yeah, he's pretty. I didn't realize that he almost committed suicide a year ago or so. Was that a year ago?
Really?
Yeah. When was that, Blake? Do you remember?
I didn't hear about that.
Why?
Yeah, he got the throat gimmick. I think he tried to hang himself or something, or cut himself or something.
Damn, I didn't know about that. I know he fell off. We talked like a lot, and I was on his show every once in a while.
He actually posted a video about that and stuff one time.
Is he doing better?
Oh yeah, he's doing a lot better.
Good.
But he's a good dude, man. He's a real good dude.
Well, I'm glad he's bounced back. Definitely.
Yeah.
Blake, you're a sweet soul. Where'd you find Blake?
Well, actually, I met Blake in the gym. He actually trained with Robert Gibson, which is one half of the Rock and Roll Express. And
I know who it is. Yes.
And I met him in the gym. And we don't live 5 miles from each other, Blake?
Yeah, if that. Yeah, very close.
And so I met him in the gym, which is 2 miles from the house. And Blake, I guess
wearing my wrestling
a smart mark. I guess you recognized me or something. Didn't you know who I was?
I did recognize you, yeah, but I didn't want to go up and be like, "Hey, Kiwi." But we just got to talking about wrestling and stuff one day, and we've connected on other things too. Allan's a great guy.
Yeah, he is.
And I actually took Blake to the Impact show when it was in Atlanta with Elix Skipper, and we had a good time.
Yeah, it was fun.
Elix is like solid, dude.
He was
yeah, and that's another thing, Goldie. When I saw Tracy Taylor a couple weeks ago, and so when you come to McDonough again, you have to let me know.
We are coming to McDonough. We're coming to McDonough on.
And I'll bring Blake and his wife.
Oh, please do. And then we usually a lot of times I'll see you when you're there. We can get something to eat. Let's see here. Okay, where is this? It is March, April.
So you in to go watch Goldy Locks band, Blake?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh boy. Well, it's somewhere coming up. Jeez, what's the name of that place? McDonough, Georgia.
McDonough. Yeah, McDonough.
I know. What's the name of the club? Oh my god,
I have no idea.
Brain just like Southern Roots Tavern. Okay, hold on.
I think I've heard of that.
It's beautiful. October 28th, January 9th. I swear we've got a date with them. I'll let you know. That'd be great. Of course, I would be honored for you guys.
Definitely let me know because
it's a good time. It's a beautiful club.
Yeah, I'd love to. So you got
nice.
real quick on your band. You got Rod Saylor, which is he's awesome.
He's our drummer, and now we have a new guitarist, and he is probably the best guitarist we've ever had. He is so
good. Yeah, I've seen pictures of him, but what's his name? Can I follow him?
His name is Johnny Oro. You can follow him on Instagram. He's real shy. He's real quiet. He's not active on social, but he does have his Instagram, Johnny Oro, with the Goldy Locks band. I'll tag him in posts and the thing. I've never worked with such a good. That guy is the most beautiful human being. Like God sent us like somebody so. He doesn't swear. I've never heard him curse. I've never heard him say a negative thing about anything. No thing. He's just the most gentle puss I've ever met. I call him a gentle. People like that, a gentle puss. Just gentle pup, gentle puss. I mean, and he can write like savant level. So, and to quote my dad, well, if he's so good, why is he playing with you? I'm like, okay, thank you.
Thanks, Dad.
Like my dad bringing me back to, oh God, he's so good at that. But he's really, really talented. We've got 6 new songs in the can. They're rock. Oh, awesome. They're like very, very, very rock. Like he is, and he's an Eddie Van Halen kind of guy, but a darker rock. So like the next video that we have, it's called Talking to Myself, and it's like complete padded room, creepy girl under the bed. Billie Eilish had a video where she was super creepy like that. It'll be like that. Then we've got another one called Unholy coming up that's really creepy, and then another one that's pretty creepy. Like they're gonna get real. It's gonna go from this pop fun, just say yes dance thing to like dark. And then it'll be really fun. That's the beauty about art and music is sky's the limit. Like whatever comes out is what comes out. So I can't wait for you guys to see that video. I'll have to come back on and we'll have to come up with another. I think the next contest for that is going to be really, really dark and really cool. We're going to like see if we can get people cutting their own promos, like in the mirror, like talking to themselves, like whoever's got the best, creepiest 60-second or less promo of like going insane, will win something.
Well, see, now we got to do that next time, Blake, after we dance.
That would be full on gimmick. I can't wait.
Nice. Well, you tell Rod I said hello, would you?
I will.
I know I only met him that once, but he was a good dude.
Oh, he's a great dude. We'll see you again at Southern Roots. We'll see you there. But you guys have a great night. Thanks for letting us go over our time. Really appreciate everything. You guys are fantastic.
Yeah, thanks, Goldie.
Thanks very much.
Love you too. Bye, sweetheart.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.